Hello everyone, today I'm back in World of Guns, Gun Disassembly, and today we have a very incredibly iconic gun here. Obviously we have the Luger, so today we're gonna take a look at it, field strip it, maybe even disassembly, make a disassembly and reassembly of it, and also check out the operation. So let's just jump right into the field strip, and we'll talk about it when we do the field strip. Okay, so this is probably one of the most iconic pistols in the world, along with, I would say, the 1911, and then also in the more recent years, the Glock. So this thing was first adopted in 1908 by the German military. Before then it was actually adopted by some other militaries, I believe, like the Danish military. I'm not sure when the Swiss adopted it. They did so as well. I'm not sure if that was before or after, but I have a feeling it might have been before the German army. So it was quite widely used in Europe at that time. It was pretty much the most modern self-loading pistol at that time as well, the most practical one as well, with the most potent cartridge pretty much. So it was, I think it was first available in its own, I think it was like 7.63 Luger or something, or 7.62, I don't know. It was like a necked cartridge, I believe, but then also later it was made in 9mm, which was then adopted by the German military. That's why the 9mm cartridge is also called the 9mm Luger. So that's pretty much how it all went down. So as I said, it was pretty much the most modern pistol at that time. It was a derived design from the previous Borchardt pistols, which had this sort of weird spring assembly at the back of the slide. So basically the front of the pistol looked pretty much the same as this. They were also toggle locked, I believe, but then on the back they had this weird sort of spring housing, and it was not a very practical pistol to carry around, and of course the Luger changed that. So as I said, this thing is toggle locked, and it is just recoil operated. So let's just take this apart. I must admit I don't know a whole lot about this pistol. I don't think I've seen it disassembled before, or maybe I have. But I have never handled one. I would very much like to get one at some point. The German military, especially the World War II ones, are very expensive and very rare. So I'm not really about. I mean, I don't really care if it's a true military one or not. I would very much like to get my hands even on a civilian version, which are a bit cheaper, I believe, because obviously they sold them on the civilian market as well, in this pretty much the same configuration. Okay, so we have this side plate here that we gotta take off. Okay, it comes off, and then the slide just comes off. Nice. Okay. Right, so we have this pin, and then the toggle link comes out. This is pretty much the same sort of operating system as on the lever action, except for that it is actually recoil operated on this gun. So basically what happens is, we've got, let's just put it together, and I'll be able to explain how this works. Or actually we'll be just going into the into the function thing, and you'll be able to see it there much better. Okay, so that just goes on. I mean, the disassembly is very simple. It's not difficult at all. Which is quite surprising given the fact that this thing was developed in the late 1800s. That's pretty amazing, actually. Alright, so let's go into operation and see how this thing works. I have a feeling how it works, but we'll have to see. So anyway, as you can see here, we have pretty much a couple of components. We have the lower, which is basically everything except for the slide and the toggle. And then we've got the slide itself, in which the toggle is located as well. The slide is also connected to the barrel directly, and the front side is exposed directly on the barrel. I can also give you a look at the sights here. I mean, they're not terrible sights. They are sort of comparable for that era. Of course, not adjustable or anything, but could be worse. Okay, so basically, we've got two components to the slide. We've got the outer slide here, and then we've got the actual toggle. So basically, how this works is, and we're gonna see if I'm wrong or not. This is what I think how it works is. When the pistol fires, the slide starts moving back together with the barrel and everything from recoil, and the lower obviously stays put. And as you can see, the lower has these sort of ramp surfaces on the sides, so on this side and on this side, and the toggle has these sort of round pegs on the side. So basically, when the slide comes all the way back to when where the round surfaces contact this ramp, the ramp sort of makes the toggle that is connected to these round surfaces go up, so exactly on this point, which basically breaks the knee joint, and that means that it can just open the action and eject the cartridge, and then there's a spring in there that pushes everything back into one line like it is now, and that's how it's locked. So that's pretty cool. It pretty much works on very tight tolerances and very precision machining, and that's why these pistols were quite expensive for the day, and still are today. Well, I guess they are still expensive today because of the historical value as well, but they were not cheap to manufacture in the day by any chance. So anyway, let's see how this thing really works, and if I got it correct or not. So I guess we're gonna go for just some shooting. You can see the toggle moving. Let's slow this down so you'll be able to see it better. And here we go. So as you can see, everything moves back, and then the ram contacts the round surfaces, breaks the knee joint, ejects the cartridge, picks up a new one, and goes back into battery. It's really not that complex, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's do that again, shall we? Like from the side. That's pretty cool. Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure how the spring is, how the spring works. Oh, that's pretty cool. Locked open. We're gonna have to take a look at the spring and how it works, because I really don't have a clue. So you can see here pretty much all of the action bits. The extractor is on the top of the I guess bolt face, right there, and other than that, it's pretty straightforward actually. As you can see, the very front part of the toggle locked of the toggle system, I guess, it's basically a bolt face, rides inside of the slide, and then the rear parts are can move up and down, and they are connected in this manner. We also have a stock attachment thing at the back here, as you can see. I think quite a few of these pistols were actually issued with stocks when they were in the military use, but also you can buy them with a wooden stock on the civilian market, and that would also double as a holster. That was quite common in the day. The broomhandle Mausers also had a very similar sort of thing going on, and that's pretty cool actually. Okay, so let's do like X-ray. Here you can see the magazine. It has a very acute angle to it, and the grip as well, and I guess that's just to sort of aid, aid like the ease of shooting with it, because obviously in the day revolvers were more common and they have a more sort of ergonomically correct grip, I guess. They're easier to shoot in some ways than probably the early self-loaders were. So this has like basically a target pistol style grip. It's pretty cool. Okay, what else can we see on the X-ray? We've got extractor, and the firing pin there. I'm not sure how this actually. That's probably the striker, right? This thing, it has to be striker fired. It does not have room for a hammer at the back, so that's pretty cool. Probably one of the first striker fired pistols ever. That's nice. And then also, I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see how the trigger is connected. And here in the back, it is the recoil spring. It has this interesting arrangement of levers to activate it. That's pretty cool. Okay, and then the toggle, and then the barrel. As you can see, this just screwed into the slide. That's pretty cool. Okay, and apparently we can have a different barrel. I'm not sure what do I have to do to get a different barrel, but we're gonna have to find out. Just reload. Okay, barrel. I guess it's gonna be a longer barrel. Oh yeah. So this is something called an artillery Luger, and I believe there were some of them adopted in the German military. And the idea is to use the stock of the pistol and a little bit of a longer barrel to be able to make more precise hits, because soldiers were only issued the Luger, and they wouldn't be issued like a rifle, because they would be like artillery crews and stuff like that, so they wouldn't need one. But this would give them the possibility of at least defending themselves. So that's pretty cool, and it looks pretty cool. And these things are incredibly expensive and sought after, so good luck getting one of these. Of course you can get their reproduction nowadays, but they're not much cheaper than the real ones, so that's a thing as well. Anyway, we've got a safety as well. There it is at the back there. Interesting stuff. Okay, it has quite a modern layout if you look at it that way. The safety, I mean, the safety is very high up. Let's just put it on. Okay, so it blocks the trigger. The safety is very high up, so not sure how easy it would be to operate it. And also you would have to push it up to get it off safe, which isn't the best. But the magazine release is in the proper position, which is pretty cool. Okay, obviously it has a single stack magazine, as you've seen before. What else do we have to do? Unload it. Okay. How do I unload it? Who knows? Oh, let's just take it off safe, shall we? Okay, unload. Oh yeah, of course. So basically the way you rack the slide is you grab these two round pegs on the side and just pull back and just break the toggle that way. Okay. What else do we have to do? Cutaways, yes, of course. I like cutaways. Okay. Let's take a look. So you can see the recoil spring back here with the magazine. As you can see, it all fits into the grip frame, which is pretty remarkable. What else do we have to? What's else? Oh, that's the only cutaway that we get. Okay. I mean, you can see most of the stuff. That's pretty cool. Right. Okay. So let's get out of here. And we will go into disassembly just briefly. I think I can disassemble this. It has only 55 parts, so probably shouldn't be too difficult. I do believe it probably has quite a few small parts, which is going to be difficult. Let's see how this magazine works. It is a very different magazine. So it's got a button, and it's got a pin. Okay, it's got a pin for the magazine plate. Okay, it has a coil spring, which is pretty interesting. Most magazines, even today, don't have a coil spring. They have some sort of leaf spring or something. That is very interesting, actually. A magazine with a coil spring. That is very, very advanced. Pretty cool. Okay. So we can take off the grips. That's pretty standard. Okay. And you can see the inside here. So there's our recoil spring. And let's do the disassembly first. So take off this plate. It's got a disassembly lever at the front, and then the slide comes off. Alright. And then we've got what do we do here? Barrel comes off apparently. And oh yeah, we've got this pin, of course we do. And then the toggle comes off. Okay. What else do we have? We have this coupling link here. We have a center pin in this joint. Okay. And then this comes off. So there's two parts to the toggle, three parts actually to the toggle. So the front part, the breech block as it's called, it's a very suiting name. We've got the extractor, and then the firing pin, and the spring comes off. Nice. Okay. Is there anything else in there? I don't think so. There's some stuff in the slide. So we've got this ejector. That's a very weird ejector. Just on the side there. Very interesting. And sear bar spring. Okay, and then the sear bar. Oh, so basically the sear is on the side rather than on the bottom. That's pretty interesting. Okay. That's pretty much all for the slide. And then for the frame, we've got this safety lever. Okay. And then let's see, we've got the trigger. Let's do the recoil spring if we can. Yeah, just comes out the side. It's got a guide rod. It comes off of that. We've got some stuff in the inside here. There's the magazine release. Let's see if we can take that out. Yep, we definitely can. Okay, and then we've got some more stuff on the inside, like the trigger. Just comes off out the side. It's got this weird C shape. I'm not sure why it's like that. It's very distinct though. And then the disassembly lever also comes out. What else do we have? We have this, the safety bar, and we have a pin at the back holding in the recoil spring lever. So this is basically what connects the recoil spring to the action. Alright, and then hold open latch, nice. Okay, very modern. We've got a spring there, and 4 more parts apparently. Not sure where they are. Obviously I'm gonna struggle with these 4 parts because that's just how it is. Oh, there's a spring in the trigger there, and also there's another thing here in the side plate. Okay, and that's, oh, there's one more part. Yeah, I'm not wasting my time on this. Let's just oh, the front side, of course it is. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I sort of know what most of the things do, which is always very nice. Should we quickly put it back together? Let's do it. Okay. So let's do the side plate and the stuff first of all, before I forget how it goes together. So it's got stuff there, and the trigger has a spring. Okay, and then we've got the safety bar, and also we've got this. It's the hold open latch goes in there. We've got the trigger that goes in, and then we've got the safety lever. We have the connecting recoil spring lever. We've got the recoil spring, so we can just put that on there. And this mag release goes in. We've got this thing holding it in. Okay. Let's see. We've got the disassembly lever. Nice. And then we have the recoil spring. No. Not sure. Probably this pin needs to go in first. Yep. Okay. That's pretty good. Right. And then we can do the side grips. And then the other one as well. Okay. And then we can move on to the slide. There's quite a few parts in the slide actually, but there would be obviously. So the barrel doesn't come on yet. We've got the front side first of all, and then the breech block has the extractor, and then the firing pin has a spring, and that goes on to that thing, and the whole thing goes on, goes into the breech assembly. And then we connect that to our toggle link, one of the parts like this, and then the other part. Okay, and then we've got the connecting bit in there. That should all just go in. We've got some other stuff here, the sear bar plunger, and the sear bar, and also the sear bar spring. Okay, and then on the other side the ejector. Very nice. Let's put in the barrel. Okay, and then this whole toggle assembly just goes in there. We've got the pin holding it. Nice. Okay, and then this just goes onto the slide. Oh, sorry, onto the frame. We have to reassemble our coil spring magazine, which is actually pretty cool. Okay, so goes on there, and then it goes on there, and then the whole thing goes in there. We've got a pin at the bottom and a pin at the top. Okay, and then we've got the side plate, goes on, and then the mag. Perfect. Okay, we have one reassembled P08 Luger. Okay. So anyway, I think that's probably enough for our Luger. I hope you know how it works now. I have a better idea now how it works, which is always a nice thing. I wish someday I will be able to obtain one of these pistols. They are very, very iconic, very cool mechanically, and I really wish I had one. Maybe someday. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you liked it, you can press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can also check out my other videos, and I will see you next time.